And this is birthday stream part 2. So this is the whole cooking phase, because literally I when I started the birthday stream, I only was like okay for like 30 something minutes, and then I felt super tired. So gonna hopefully, do the whole eating thing earlier than usual. So my mom's gonna help me with that. So if you see me, not holding the camera, that she's being the camera person. So anyways, alright, Mom. Okay, so this is how you see it says end in the top left. If it still says that, then it's still recording. And then if this ever goes up, that means someone's watching. And then this, don't press that, because then that'll show this camera. So yeah. Then this white thing, that's chat. So gotta make sure to not cover this thing, because that's the mic. And then just hold it like this. Gotta make sure to hold it well. And be careful you don't press any of the buttons that are on the sides, because that'll turn it off or change the volume. So anyways, we're gonna start out with a basic, usually I just checked around and everything like that. I check to make sure the counter's all clean and everything. And yeah, I just check, get a towel in case there's any bugs on it. Check the ceilings and everything. You never know, there's bugs around. Never know. So anyways, so see if everything's all good, because usually I like to start off with, there's asparagus and stuff like that. I'll do that. Got some good old broccoli, gonna use some steamed broccoli. Put that here for now. And then this big one, this is what I want to do first. So setting everything up. Yeah, see all that. So let's begin. Alright, so this is what they call spaghetti squash right here. It doesn't look like spaghetti at all, but it'll make sense when it's actually made. Let me peel this off real quick. Oh wait, actually, you know what? Watermelon isn't cut, so I'm going to be needing to use a knife so that I don't waste knives. I'm going to go ahead and use this right away. Let me just get this stuff out of the way, just to get in the way. Right. This doesn't get in the way either. That's getting pretty dark in here. Turn on the light so you can see well. Alright, let's get the watermelon out. I want to get that done first, because you don't really want to cut the squash first and then the watermelon, because the watermelon might get all dirty or something like that. Anyways, yeah, let me do that real quick. Gotta get a new plate. Alright, this is okay. Oh yeah, get this out. Oh, it's right here. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, cover it too. This is to cover the main one. Then when you slice it, I cover that up too. Anyways, yeah, I guess I'll be the one that uses the dangerous one, because you never know. Let's get this thing off right here. Okay, I'm gonna get a good, decent slice. Yeah, not too big, because then it would be too, huge. You gotta kind of have it down. It's kind of hard because it slips and everything, so pretty decent size. I mean, sometimes it cuts too small at the edge, like you saw I did there, so it happens. Sometimes it looks like this. It's still okay to eat. Still, hold on a second. It's not cut all the way. Thought it was. Go. Oh, now it's close. Okay, let's put this down real quick. This. Alright. I'm going to cut it into the basic, portions. Usually it would be 8 pieces. If you like from square, not square plus, and then to X. And then that's how it would be 8 pieces for them. So pretty much I'm one of the only ones that eats watermelon around here, so Usually it would just be, depending on how big the pieces are, it would just be, it's fine, I'll just like eat 4 whenever I go eat it later. But I'm just doing this now so that I don't have to do that later, because I would have already cut the squash. Obviously you would need a knife for that. It's very tough. You got to be decently strong to cut open that squash, and it'll be good. Just got to prepare it and everything. That's going to take a decent amount of time to cook, so got to get that first, and then while you're waiting on that, you might as well be productive. And then I'm cooking the other stuff, like you see in that bowl there, the asparagus and broccoli. It looks like basic stuff for now, but it'll be transformed into some masterpieces. So, anyways, let me just clean this stuff up real quick. Let's go ahead and put the watermelon away real quick first. Now clean up the table. That's okay. We'll clean that up in a few seconds. This in there. What was that supposed to get wasted electricity? Okay. It's fine. It's not like it's getting left out anyway, so even if you don't completely cover it, it's okay because it's in the refrigerator. It's just so it doesn't get super exposed, because then it would get kind of moistish at the edge, and that's like, well, not moistish, I mean dry. Anyways, so save this for later. Definitely have some of this later. That's only after I get this all stuff done. Okay, this. Put this back. And this. Let's put it on top of the watermelon. That's okay. Okay, clean the table real quick, and I'm going to set up to make the spaghetti squash. Now, the reason why they call it spaghetti squash, it just looks like a basic, round object. How can it be spaghetti? It acts a lot like a pumpkin, and if you've ever carved pumpkins before, and the inside is a lot of stringy mess that you got to get, but you get actually carved. But these are kind of smaller, so they're not as easy to just. I'm sure. Excuse me, I burped. Anyway, I'm sure they. Okay, let me swipe that real quick. I'm getting sidetracked. I'll talk after I get this stuff cleaned up, so I'm getting distracted. Sometimes I can't do multiple task things and then being able to do something at the same time. Anyways, like I was saying, you probably could carve a spaghetti squash, but usually because it's pretty small, you don't really want to do that. But anyways, special thing in here we're going to need. It's going to be a nice flat black pan. Well, it's not a pan, it's like it's a type of pan. Anyway, so gotta get this all set up, and it's the main thing. So anyways, set that all up. Put the knife here, just like sort everything out. That there. We can get some basic tools. This will be for later. I'm gonna grab a butter knife for peanut butter and jelly later. A spoon. Oh no, not that spoon. You gotta get a good spoon. You gotta get a good one to actually scrape the pumpkin stuff out. Then a basic fork to be able to put ventilation on top. And then, I guess I can. Because we got to use a spoon to dig out some garlic for the asparagus, so a basic spoon, not the one for digging. And I think that's about it. Close that, close this. Okay, we'll set up our tools later when I actually eat peanut butter and jelly. Put this, and then for garlic stuff later, put this, and then ventilation stuff, and scoop in that there. And then the important part. Once we actually cut it open, you want to have some pepper and some salt. Now, I'm going to also set the oven soon after I get all this stuff laid out. It takes a while because, like a pumpkin, spaghetti squash has seeds. And they taste very good. You can cook them alongside. That's why you kind of want a big thing like this, because each slice can take up a decent amount. You can also put it like a frame with the seeds. And you can even put like under it, as you scoop all the stuff out, it's kind of like its own little cave. And you kind of could put it under there, just forks too, because you might run out of space. You want to make sure that these are definitely not being put on. You'll see what I mean. But anyway, that smells good. All right. Okay, everything's set up. All right. So what you want to do? You want to put the bake button, and you want to make sure it says 400. And then it should say preheat after you press start on. And once it beeps, then it'll start just heating and stuff. But it's going to be a while until I get to that, because I got to make sure to do the basic things. So this is what you want to do. You want to make sure to cut a good amount of the sides, like with this it's pretty easy. I do with the other knife, but you want to be decently strong. I guess if it's what's it called? If it's like really sharp, it's not going to be that hard, but still you need some decent strength. So kind of want to wedge it in there, and then you want to get it flat and everything. I mean, this is like, that's fine. But anyways, flip it, and then do the other side. The stocking is, the stock or stem, it's kind of a bit of a pain, but as long as you get it a decent amount out, you can definitely cut through it and slice it off. Because you don't want to slice off too much, because that's wasted. You want to get the bare edges as much as you can to where it actually will cut. Sometimes you got to really get in there, got to hold it and everything. Yeah, let me get a good position. See, you got to slowly deepen into it. That's why you got to be decently strong. And then inch it. There we go. So now, well, that's okay. So it's still, you see, now it can go like this. And now you got to cut in the middle. You gotta be careful with this one. Make sure, obviously, you're not using the top part so you don't cut yourself. And then you gotta get in the nice middle, and you pretty much just kind of wedge it, like kind of wiggle it down in the middle. And yeah, hold on, it's a bit too close. Let's just get this a bit more. You want it nice like this. You want to get it to the bare edge as much as you can, just so you don't, accidentally cut yourself. Back to where I was holding it. See? Bare edge. And I've got to be careful. Kind of have to like inch it. See? And then just keep inching it slowly by slowly. Here. Oh well, I guess you can actually hold it like this. Yeah, you can kind of use it as like a saw like this, and eventually it'll get down. Because usually I use the other knife, so I don't accidentally want to cut myself at that point. So yeah, you kind of gotta get it like that, and then, oh, actually, what you could do, slowly inch it out. You gotta just do this, just switch to the other side so you can lean on this side. You never want to get it to your hand, even if it's on this, you never know if the point's going to get you, so pretty much just do the same with this side. And then, is that good? No, it's still got the edge right there. Oh, there you go. So, now you got your slices. Now these, well, I'm not going to eat both of them. And you kind of want to eat this fresh, so I'm going to save one for my sister that's not too much younger than I am. She's not home right now, but anyway, so knife is all good for now. I gotta actually, that's fine to just be able to put it in the sink. But anyways, now for the scooping. So I used to, when I first started this, I used to just scoop this out first and throw it away. I didn't know you can pick the seeds, so pretty much you just kind of want to pick the seeds you can see. And just go from there. You want to just like line them up. Closer, cameraman, so they can see the seeds. So you want to kind of be smart about your spaces, because they may be small. There are a lot of seeds, and it'll be worth it for all the work you put in. Trust me, they'll taste good. So yeah. So you can back up now, cameraman, if you want. I mean, camera woman. But anyways, yeah, so getting just, these are kind of weird, because usually they're pretty free, but these are kind of like coated, like squash. Anyway, pretty much just doing that. And then of course, since if you're cooking two at once, and it's like this size of a plate, you really only want to do one frame around, and then you pretty much just want to put the seeds in a pile where you would put the squash so that it cooks inside of it like a cake. I mean, it won't cook as much. I mean, it'll get really steamy. You'll see what I mean whenever it's finally done cooking. But yeah, for now, just do the whole frame thing, because you don't even have to eat the seeds. I just personally like the seeds, so I'm going to use them, you know, because I like them. So yeah, you don't even need to peel these things off. I was just doing that just to see how that would work. But it's alright. It's all good. So, yeah. Sometimes you got to feel around for the seeds. So if you just scrape, it's kind of like worse, because then you got to like pick it out and stuff. But how it is now, it's all compact, so kind of makes it pretty easy. I don't think that's a seed. Oh, that's not a seed either. That is though. You'll be able to know if something's just hard to squash, or if it's seed. Anyways, yeah, so the oven will beep soon because it'll be done, but don't worry about it. Even if it's like, you know, on and everything like that, it's not actually started. It's just heating and waiting. So yeah. So anyways, just doing that. And well, I kind of just want to wait until, you know, you actually see it yourself. But the next step would be, oh, maybe this is a seed. Oh, I guess they are seeds. It's just they're hidden around little things. Those squash. Is it? No, some of these actually are just. Maybe it is a seed. Oh, it is. Wow. Okay. So I thought the whole time it was just not, but no, it is just really coated. Get in there. And then some of them are just. Yeah, some of them are just not seeds. Oh, some of them are just really tiny. But even the tiniest of seeds, they'll still be good. And like pumpkin seeds, when you cook them, they get really crisp. But these ones, with those salt and pepper, and olive oil, for some reason, I think squash is kind of naturally sweet, so it kind of tastes like honey seeds. I don't really know if that really exists, but probably like sunflower seeds, but like coated in some kind of honey. It's kind of like that, except kind of not, because with my stuff, it's just usually with little stuff like that, it gets pretty burnt, because mainly the main focus is to cook the squash, but these are just like, oh, excuse me, I burnt. Yeah, it's like these seeds kind of get like destroyed. Well, not destroyed, I mean like really cooked. So it's like, if you don't like burnt, then, you know, whatever. But it's like, I'm just one of the people that really likes burnt stuff. I don't do it on purpose with these things, but sometimes it just happens and just, I don't mind. But most people don't like burnt stuff. And that's understandable. It is kind of a wicked taste, but I just like it for some reason. So, anyways, yeah, this may be time consuming, but like I said, it's definitely worth it even if you never tried the seeds before. It's just really good. Sometimes I kind of want to get the coating off, because if it gets coated, it's kind of not going to cook. It'll be protected by the coating. Because I've never really had this before where it's like coating and stuff. So, yeah, and luckily these are actually really, well, I shouldn't say luckily, because you always want more, because just eating something like spaghetti squash, you think you wouldn't make you that full, but trust me, even not eating anything else, you eat a decent amount of it, like almost half of whatever you're eating, it makes you really full really fast. So, yeah, it's like one of those things where you gotta be careful. If you eat other stuff, you might get full just from eating that. So yeah, just checking out if there's any other hidden seeds around. Oh, the hidden one. Yeah, see, I told you. Looking for hidden seeds, and I found one. Usually I like to sift through it at the end when it looks like it's all cleared the rows and everything. But yeah, I'm just doing that just you know, just double check. You never know. Because well, that actually worked well. The coating slipped right off. That's good. But I'm not gonna worry too much about getting every single coating off. Just it'll cook. If not, it still tastes good uncooked. It's just you want it cooked, so it's like kind of not gross tasting, like slimy or something. Yeah. Oh, that needs to get out of there. Okay, so one row is filled. You pretty much want to do that with all the rows on the outside. Like I said, you're cooking 2, you only want to do it to that amount. And then I'll show you what I mean when I mean like put them inside like the cave of the squash. And you'll see that these are like really hollow on the inside. Whenever you scoop out the stringing, which is squash as well, it's kind of, you want to get that out like it's kind of like the core of like an apple. It's kind of, you don't want to eat that stuff because it will probably not be good. Most likely. Anyways, oh, yeah, little seed. It's a big coat with little seed. Okay. And, yep. And finally, when it's like you can't really sift your fingers through these things anymore, that's when you scoop out with the spoon. Because you want to get a good spoon like that. If you get a good handle and everything, it'll be decent. But there's a certain technique you got to do, because otherwise it'll kind of be hard to scrape it out. You got to scrape it out on all sides, because of course, this may look like hard material, this yellow stuff, the squash, but the reason why it's called spaghetti squash is because of like how it is after you cook it. Because right now it's really a big solid thing, and you see kind of the strings, but it's not exactly spaghetti squash yet. This is where now you would want to scoop it out. So yeah. So anyways, see, that's when you know it's ready. But don't worry, you'll pretty much do that after everything's all done, and that's when you put it in, and that'll be a step for a little bit later. But anyways, so you kind of oh, there's one seed. Well, I'm not the person who does the whole 5-second rule thing. That's how you get sick easily, so I just throw that away. That's just been covered in squash, so that just eats up dirt easily. So anyways, yeah, it's kind of you don't want to scrape too much, because like I said, stuff can go flying. So kind of why you want to get the seeds out in the first place. Even if you don't use them, just kind of like save yourself the time of not having to find the little seeds everywhere that fly everywhere. Or you can choose to do whatever, but I'm just saying what I personally would do. Put that over there. Yeah. It is a long process, but in the end, it will be good. It will definitely be good. And it's always best to eat this stuff fresh. Like, I don't know when my sister's going to come home, but yeah, it's usually she doesn't come home till way later, even if it's just been left out in like room temperature, like covered in like the microwave or something like that. It's not as good as when it first gets done. Like, obviously you don't want to eat it right away because it's like steaming hot. You want to get it all ready and everything, and then when the time comes, or you think it's good enough to eat, even if it's hottish still, it will taste very good. But you'll get full pretty fast when you eat it, and you'll know that whenever you finally make it. But yeah. Anyways, some of them are deep in there. Kind of feel around for him. Oh, is this one? It's trapped in the coat? It is. Even if they're thin. You see this? Very thin, transparent. They will taste good when they are cooked. They'll taste very crispy, if you like crispy. Some people don't like crispy. So anyways, yeah. Alright. Yeah. And this is only one. It'll be a lot easier when I don't have to, like, put them out like this. But it's best to do this first, so that you'll have, like, your space not filled up and stuff. So yeah. Anyways. Well, I think these are seeds. It's just, I never really experienced this kind of stuff. It usually is just the seeds, and they're hard, and they're not really deep in there and surrounded by coating. So this is like a first for me. The coloring did kind of look off on the squash, so maybe it's a different type because of like the season or where it was grown. You never know with nature. Sometimes it could just change, and you know it for so long, and then it changes. Oh, it is. Oh, I think there's a seed there as well. What the? That was weird. Well, yeah, skinny one, but it's still a valuable thing to get out of there. You gotta really, because your fingers get all slimy when you do this. It's kind of hard to like slide it to where you want the seeds. So now, it's like pretty much when you think that you've got all of them, then you do some more scooping. just so that they don't go flying, like I said, because that's just an annoyance to, pick up, because sometimes it falls under stuff like refrigerator, or the whatever that gets stuck under. So anyways, excuse me, burp. Anyways, yeah. Oh, it's another one. Yeah, even after you scoop, there might be some leftover ones, like some tiny ones that are left on like the strings. It's kind of hard to kind of pinch it with your nail. Not hard to get it. Yeah, it's almost done. Sometimes it's like it's so slippery. Hey, stay up. There you go. Okay. Because obviously you don't want to be cooking them so close to each other. The whole pile-up thing, like I said, that's like a last resort. You want to cook this stuff while you're cooking the other things, so it's not like a separate thing. Because it's best to just cook it on all one thing, unless you don't have something big like this. These things shouldn't be too hard to find, but like I said, you don't need to do this. Like, you can cook stuff separately. It's just to be productive and save time, but anyways, and you really gotta feel around for those. So it's almost fully framed, so then soon you'll be seeing the envision where I would place the squash, and then I would put that in the pile, and then when you dig the squash out and everything, it would be like an upside down boat. A boat is like, kind of like this shape, how the spaghetti squash is, except, you can sit in it and stuff, and when it flips over, it's kind of like that, so it has like a roof over it, and it's a decently high thing, because you got to dig out all the string and everything, so I think it's time to do some more scraping. Yeah. Alright, so this time I'll flip it around, do it a bit this way. Oh, actually, just lift it up. Sometimes you gotta make sure to do it that way. Oh, yeah, I got some more seeds. See? That's why you don't go all the way sometimes. You might just have everything go flinging, and that would be bad. But anyways, it's almost done. Almost the frame is done. Oh, that's actually cool. Just because you don't want that kind of stuff hanging, sometimes it prevents it from being cooked. There's a lot of them somewhere around here, but I kind of want to leave it like that just in case it actually turns out to be good. You never know. Something's maybe looking bad, but then it turns out to be good. Oh, that's a seed? Yeah, I think that's a seed being coated. Or inside coating. Two seeds, I think. That's just one. Yeah, even though they're really tiny, still deserve to be cooked. Yeah, there was a seed here. It's a double one. They're both very small, so you gotta be careful. Get that out of here. Alright. Oh, yeah, see? Sometimes you gotta pick around the edges, just like hiding in the walls. And you don't want to get it too close, like I said. It might not cook if you do that. That'll be a last resort thing if you don't have much more space anyways. You don't want these too close to the spaghetti squash, that's why I said you want it as like a frame around all that. And then the centerpieces will be for the placements of the squash. And this is like a decently normal size, because sometimes they can be big. One side can be bigger than the other, or they can both be huge. And then you really want to be careful about your space, because if something's blocking it, then it won't be trapping the heat in. Because you'll see what I mean when I actually finish cooking it. But let's see. No, it's coated. Get out here, coated. Anyways, almost done with the frame. Very close. And yeah, this is only one squash so far. Like I said, if you're just planning on having this yourself and you're not really sharing with anyone, you don't have anyone to share with, you don't have to cook both of them. It's just convenient to cook them both if you're gonna have it for someone else, or if you're gonna eat them both, which has to be a hefty challenge, because like I said, even half of whatever portion of these you eat, it's makes you full really fast. So most of the time you're not gonna be able to do that unless you feel like it and you might throw up or something. It's a lot of food. It doesn't look like it, but it definitely stacks up for sure. Oh, it's another seed. Oh, get it. Okay, fine. This one is being stubborn. Yes. See, it's like a very thinnish type seed. I know big ones can be here, but no. Just want to be, putting them the way they are. So, yeah. It's caught on here. There you go. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it requires patience for good things to come. This is definitely one of those things, because it may take a while to set up, but you're definitely going to be, well, if you cook it correctly, then it's definitely going to taste very good. Because not all things, you like, some things you don't, and it doesn't matter how long you spend on them, you just might not like it. That's understandable. This, for me personally, is very good. Just, whenever it's around, I might as well cook it. Because I could have cooked this earlier, but I was like, oh wait, no, I shouldn't cut it so that I could have the whole thing for stream. Because I'm sure, well, maybe you haven't seen it on my YouTube channel, called Chef PauLInstaMyooin, and I have 3 different videos, one for spaghetti squash, one for steamed broccoli, one for cooked asparagus in garlic, and you only saw the results, so, oh, the frame is done. So, so now what you want to pretty much do is kind of like, you want to kind of cook them in like this. So you want to be smart and like kind of stack it in the middle and kind of envision the shape of the carving. So you want to do that and then kind of stack them up, because like I said, you don't want to fill too close, because you're going to want to move these, and when they get done and stuff might go flying, and that's why you kind of want to cave them in if you fill out the frame. Because if you're just cooking one side, you can pretty much get away with just having all the seeds in that one and kind of like leaving like a space like that, and the seeds can be stacked up. Because one time I had like this, and then that was like all seeds, and then there was like space for that, and there was like a space for that, and that was empty. So that's how much seeds sometimes can be in there. The seeds are good, like I said, they are very nice, very good taste. It just depends on what kind of type of things you like. Oh, saved it with my shirt. Got me coating. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to envision the whole placement, like I said, so got to really be smart about that. Because if not, well, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's just kind of like a guessing game at first, and then you kind of like scoot them in next to each other. Scoot them in as much as you can. You kind of like placement, like Tetris or something, or grocery shopping, bag pudding. Just got to like connect the puzzles pretty much to just condense them. Because you don't really want them touching too much, because you can see they're not really touching right now. A bit, but not like a huge amount where they're on each other. So that would prevent some of them from being cooked, and then that would be no good. Maybe they'll taste good not cooked, but you want them definitely cooked if you're just cooking the squash in general, because why not?
She's not going to be home for a couple of days, so
Alright, it's fine, yeah. It's all good. So should I not make it for her, or? Okay, I didn't know that, so. Alright, so I guess I will go ahead and save this. I thought I was going to make both of them. Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and save this for. Huh? Okay. Yeah. So I'll put this on top of this. I'll sort it out later. I'll just do it. Anyway, so now that I know that, I'll just go ahead and just like actually be smart and put these in like how I was saying, because at least she didn't wait for me to get like really stacked up, and I would have to do more of this. But yeah, at least she kind of halfway told me. But anyway, because yeah, it's fine if you even leave it like cut out like this. It's just whenever you cook it, you want to make sure to eat it as soon as you can, because if it tastes completely different, even if it's just a few hours out and not like touched and stuff, and yeah, but anyways, yeah, I think let's do some digging sometimes, then you get the two. Get out of here for coding. And then, yep. See, you kind of have to just keep lining up, and then if there's enough of them, like I said, it's probably going to fill up like maybe half of this, but then again, it's just one squash now. It's not more seeds than that. You don't have to worry about cooking one. But you can cook two. It's kind of difficult for if you care about the seeds to cook them. You gotta have to be careful about the placement. You don't want them obviously having them touching each other, because then they wouldn't really fully cook. So yeah. So anyways, all right. Oh, that almost fell. Sometimes it slips because of the coating or something like that. But anyways, yeah. Let's see what got here coating. I think that was, maybe that was all the seeds. Oh no, still feel some. See, sometimes you're gonna grab the chunky things, and they have seeds in the middle. Yeah, seeds are precious to me. I like eating them. And you could, because it's called spaghetti squash, you could actually use these as like croutons or something. They're crunchy and stuff. But nowadays, I kind of eat them separate because it kind of mixes in the burnt of the seeds into the spaghetti squash, and sometimes it tastes really mucky. So you kind of want to eat the seeds separate from the spaghetti squash. I mean, that's up to you. You can try it, because people tell me stuff's bad, and I'm like, well, no, until I try it, and then you know when you know, pretty much. So yeah, that's just my whole take on that, my experience with that. But go ahead if you want to try, do that on your own. Just let you know I warned you, because it will, if you leave it out, even just like putting it in there, it's kind of, sometimes it's like popcorn seeds, kernels, where the kernels kind of sometimes get stuck in your throat. These are kind of like the same, because these are like kerneling around the insides, and then a sellable seeds form, like the embryo and stuff. Yeah, so I think, oh, that was a seed. You never know what's going to be a seed. You got to dig in these like chunky parts. And you find them. Yeah. But this will probably be the longest thing during this meal time that you would have to like do, unless you do other stuff that's long. But this is just a whole setting up thing. And then how long you would want to cook it, because now a while ago you heard the oven beep, and that's how you know it's ready to go. You just got to put it in and stuff and start it. But you would want, I'll say it again whenever I actually do it, but 45 minutes to cook this in. And like usually it's a kitchen timer. You don't have to have a kitchen timer. I'm just saying a timer 45 minutes. Once you put it in, set the timer for that. And once it's done, it'll be all good. You'll see though, excuse me, I burped, whenever that actually happens. So I'll tell you all this now, but of course I'll actually, even show you what I meant before. Because sometimes, just saying something is a whole different thing from actually doing it. Sometimes doing is easier, saying it's harder, or the other way around. So yeah. It's almost there, almost out of seeds from the main thing I need. And again, it could just be hiding, and then, there's a lot more than it actually is. So yeah, oh, I thought that was two seeds. That was just a huge coating. Sometimes the coating is just, just protect the seeds and everything. But we want the seeds. Sprays the seeds, and we like them. What was that? I don't know what the heck that was. Anyways. Yep. I want to make sure. It's like a whole army of seeds, and then this like the base camp is squash. So a lot of them just waiting for them to escape. And I think there's a bit more in this, but I think after I scrape it, there shouldn't be that much, and I can actually get into the seasoning and stuff. Oh, is this oh, a little mini seed. Sometimes even small, like I said, put them there too. They don't taste good. They get crispy. They're soft right now, but they'll get crispy. Anyways. Yeah. It's almost out. I can feel it. feel the seeds almost being almost out of there. Sometimes they're hiding, like I said, so then you just have more than you think. Yeah, see, it's like almost gonna take up half of the thing. Gotta be careful though, because when it seems like it's not gonna have enough space for the spaghetti squash, you actually need to, make space and do the whole caving thing like I was doing. But since it's only cooking one, probably won't have to do that, because it's just like nice, careful placement. Don't want to have them touching each other, like I said, because they won't really fully cook. That would be a bad thing. Well, never really had, maybe I have, the seeds. Sometimes when they're inside of the caving of the spaghetti squash are not fully cooked. Sometimes you gotta pile them on top of each other and then they'll cook all of them. But they still taste decent. It's just the absolute crisp is my personal favorite. So yeah, that's how that works. Just want to make sure it isn't touching that much. Sometimes you just want to experiment and just see how it's good. Ooh, some seedings under here. Seedings, I meant to see seeds, not seedings. Usually I'm used to saying youngins when I talk about young kids or something. Anyways, yeah, it's just caving in there, just chilling out under something like that. Anyways, yeah, this one's a solid one. Let's get that right there. I think there's one there. I think it's almost about cleared out of the seeds. I believe so. I think I got him. Oh, no, there's one right there. You gotta pinch it sometimes to get it out of the jungle's squash. Oh, is that a seed? No, it's not a seed. I think that's all. Okay, so now I'm going to actually do the scooping. I'm going to rinse my hands just so, the whole thing is not all falling when we get the grip. Yeah, sometimes standing up too long kind of, gets me cracking my bones, so that's what you hear from that. Anyways, usually I like to walk around when I eat, but I'm not going to do that just so people don't get dizzy, so I'll do that. It's just for like, if I'm able to, might as well. Oh, anyways, yeah, scraping. So there might still be some seeds in there. If so, this kind of just want to pick them along, but yeah, sometimes it just reveals stuff like that. So there's a lot of them just up in this. See, I thought I was done. That's why you never go full throttle. You never know when there's going to be seed in there, and they go flying because these are like ammo or something, and they're just waiting to be shot. Yeah, those are both seeds. Okay, let's get those out of there. Yeah, see like how many seeds there are? Crazy for just one squash. Be this many seeds. But yeah, it just kind of happens. Like I said, I'm one of those people that I like the seeds, so I definitely take care of placing them for them to cook. Obviously, you don't want to be too organized because they get slippery, and then you can't really do that. They kind of just slide left to right, like some of them. Yeah, it's kind of hard. This little one. It's a small. Oh. Yeah, sometimes it's just not going to get out of the embryo, so that's why you just want it the right way. I mean, not the embryo, the coating. This youngin is right here. It's the smallest one out of the whole thing. Here you go. See, even little ones they taste good. Just like how blueberries, they naturally taste sweet, but the really small ones, they taste like strawberries. I don't know why, but it's maybe because they're not fully grown. But it's kind of like those, so it's like certain stuff you kind of want at the certain stages because they actually taste really interesting. Okay, now back to the scraping. So you want to hold it like this, like a good grip, and kind of like get it near the walls and stuff so that it gets really carved out. Like you want to carve it really nice. And kind of get the edges, and then because some of them still like hang on to strings, so you're looking pretty clean, pretty good. And then you do this. Oh, okay, I got something to fill out me. sometimes it's like the edge gets like that. You want to get all that out of there. And sometimes you might find some hidden seeds like in there, like you never know. You never know when there could be hidden seed. But I think I got it all cleared out. So, see how much work it takes for just one of these? It's something else for sure. You want to get all the strings, make sure they're not like so attached so that when you go to scoop it out, it pops out. So see, a lot more clean. Like I said, it's in like a shape of like a canoe or a boat. So the whole thing about it being like a ventilation thing, you'll see what I'll do with it after. But sometimes you want to get the sides, cause, yeah, just sometimes it's going to get hard for the next step if you have chunks in there, because it'll interrupt the process. But pretty clean, not too bad. It looks nice. So this is the next part. So what you got to do, my hands aren't too, I only had a few of the spots, so it's all good. So what you want to do, this special oil, it's just olive oil. It can be, I think it has to be olive oil. It's just a type of cooking oil. And what you do, kind of want to lightly, kind of like certain sauces, lightly let it go in and kind of go along the middle. Not too much, but decent enough to where you can have a sort of painting canvas almost, because cooking's like an art, and this is definitely one of these things where it's really art-like, artistic, I guess. And you want to kind of mold it like clay. You want to get it all around the inside and everything, get it nice and moist. And you want to get all that good everything. And then you want to get the top here. This is very important because this is how you're going to place it down on the pan. I think that's the pan. It's some type of pan. You know what I mean? You see what it is, the black thing, and that's the good thing for cooking these kind of things. So once you got it decently, all of it's like decently like going a smooth amount. This is where the salt and pepper comes in now. Once again, you need to do this very lightly, because when anything gets too heavy, it has a completely different taste. You got to be very careful about this. So usually I go with the salt first. I usually go like, you can kind of see it in the, no, I didn't even get any in there. Yeah, it's kind of light, but that's the good thing about the what's it called, the oil, so you can actually see. But obviously the pepper is a lot easier to see if it's black. Not too much, see, that's a decent amount. Then you do it again, you mix it in, and you want to have a mixture of the salt and the pepper. See, this combination, I think, like I said, this is naturally a sweet vegetable, but something about it makes it get an all sweet tasting, honey tasting when it's actually cooking. You want to get a good amount. You want to make sure like a lot of the black spots are on these edges here and all that. So, alright. And then I would say you can put it in the middle. That's a good spot. And then I'm gonna rinse my hands real quick. The next part, you're going to want to make something called ventilation, because as you can see, it's caving in, and when it cooks, it's going to be rising the heat, and it's going to be heat trapping in there. And that's a very important part. So you want to be careful about that. And this is how, you saw how I have the fork. You can eat with that, but the really good thing about this is you want to be creating ventilation holes. So a total of 4 holes with the fork. You want to have it in the middle. You kind of have to hold it. You don't want to have it too deep, because it doesn't need to be too deep. Kind of just wiggle it in there, where it's like decent amount, and then you pull it out like that. And you want that all around the, like, spaced out down the middle, mainly towards like the edge parts. And then perfect. Oh, that seeds okay. Oh my god, excuse me, a burp. Jeez. Anyways, so now is time. I'm just getting everything set up. Put that a little bit like this. Ready to go. All the preparation is complete. You can see the oven's already good, ready to be done. Alright. And you want to make sure to plug in get it a decent amount of, not too deep where you can't get it, like about a decent. Alright, and once that's in there, you do timer, 45 minutes. And start. And then while that's waiting, we can be productive and actually cook other stuff like, I'll worry about this stuff later. I have it very organized just because I'm going to be using those spaces. I believe these are good. If not, then I won't be obviously cooking them, but I believe they're all good to eat. I had some of these earlier when I was eating very early in the morning. But anyways, looking good. Alright, start out with this first. Broccoli will become later, because this is kind of more of a thing you want to constantly pay attention to. You want to constantly pay attention to the what's it called? The broccoli as well, but this you want to be doing it first, because it's going to be adding a lot of ingredients. The steamed broccoli is literally just broccoli being steamed. So, grab this out of there, and then put the high. Alright, so now, setting everything up. Have everything all set up, because once that circle gets red, you might not be able to see it on camera, but it will get red, and you want to turn from high to the number 5. And while that's waiting, do stuff like this. Now, these edges, not too long, but you know, kind of like the stockings of it. I don't know what you would call it. Pretty much, you don't want to have it full, because you want to have like a towards of the little tubey things. You can't really see it most of the time. Have it like really soup in some stuff. So garlic, this is what you want, some minced garlic. And then butter. Butter is the main thing for every cooking thing you're going to do when it comes in a pan. You want to have some kind of, you never want to have it dry, because then it'll become burnt. You want to have it seeped into a type of thing like butter. It doesn't have to be butter, but I choose to have butter because, you know, it tastes better. Anyway, smell that. This, and almost red, not red yet. So I'm going to take this time to put these things away. And yeah. And we're done with these oils and stuff like that. Oh, good. Okay, now that it's actually red, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but quickly put it to 5. And then you want to get a good scoop of butter, not too big. You want like a thin, thick scoop. It's a good amount right there. Okay. And then what you want to do, you got to kind of be careful to have a good grip. Lift this up. Kind of, once it doesn't sound like it's sizzling anymore, then you put it back on. But you kind of want to let it cool down a bit. Kind of get it in the middle, slide it around like an ice cube. See, it's lightly getting. Okay. And you put it back on, and you pretty much just keep doing this until the butter all melts. And you want to get it around the ring first. That's my secret technique. Well, it's not secret, but I mean, it's my technique that I do. And then you want to get in the middle and all that, just to get it extra nice. And with this and the broccoli, the time that you want to wait between each like side or each like section, you want to wait a good 5 minutes. And then you, like the asparagus, you flip it to the other side, where it was like originally cooking on first. For asparagus, you do it for 15 minutes total, so 5 on each side and then an extra 5 on the final side, and then you turn off the, the burner. I might not be able to cook 2 at once, because sometimes this burner, you need to have the pot on it for the broccoli, it doesn't work, so I just have to wait on this to cook first, and then afterwards, when this is done cooking, I just put the pan here, and then I have this set to high for the boiling, because, yeah, it's different than this, because, yeah, you do not want to leave this on high, because one time, well, I haven't on stream, I said it once, but I accidentally almost burnt the house down, because I left it on high. I thought I turned it off. But anyways, kind of want to keep it in so that it's like mainly good. Anyway, have it on the edge like that. This is where you put in the garlic. Now the garlic, it smells good. make sure it is all good. And you kind of want to not get too much because this is a decently big spoon. Usually I use like a mini spoon. Kind of want like, that's a decent amount. And then you plop it right in there. You want to make sure to not leave any garlic behind. In there. Okay. Put this back. I'll close that later. Anyways, then you want to seep this into the butter. My favorite part, actually. And then I'm going to get this all seeping. I want to get it all seeped in butter and all around. I have to act as like a good surface. So, I'll clean this up later, but I'll put this temporarily here, because at the end you'll probably see butter under it. Now this is where you add the asparagus. So I only use 4, because it's not really, because this gets like really deep taste of garlic and burnt type, so you don't want to have too much of that, otherwise we get sick. You want a good foundation, and yeah. See, it's about, it's going to be 317, but 322, I shall fix that to like flip the other side. Now I'll come to this. So this might not work. If it doesn't, that's okay. I'm still going to set up this. I'm going to put this here, and then this is where the broccoli goes. And oh yeah, I'm going to make some for my sister. So she likes it with butter. I don't mind. I like it just plain. Yeah, usually I know when it's going to be cooking, so no. Wait. No, that's the inside of it. Never mind. Okay, that's fine. I'll just leave that like that, and I will be doing this. You want to fill this up with 20% full of water, because that's what the whole thing about steaming is. It uses the water, and that's why that thing over there you see, it has holes and everything, and that's how the steam goes through to cook it. That's why you want to make sure to have the thing on high. But we gotta wait on this asparagus to get done cooking first. So once again, 322 is when I'll flip those over. You want a good 5 minutes. Now I'm just going to be putting this knife without that. Go ahead and put this in here. Go. Alright. This, since my sister wants butter, I'll put it here so it doesn't obstruct my other things. I put the knife over here for when the broccoli is cooking so I can tap it to see how the softness is. And then I go ahead and put this away. This is all good now. This is just mainly I use for the asparagus. Then while waiting, I get my peanut butter and jelly stuff out, so I like usually eating that. It's good protein. I guess I can, yeah, I can probably. Yeah, that's fine. That works. Okay, so yesterday I used this, well not yesterday, this morning actually. I'm going to be using some English muffins as a sandwich material. It's my favorite. Usually I go with, if there's bagels, I like the thick bread for the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And if not, oh yeah, I can do the jelly too, that's smart. Yeah, I should actually set up the broccoli first, because, you know, when it's actually ready to be cooked, it should have be prepared. Usually she likes 5. These are decently big, so I'm not going to have too many. She's still growing and all that stuff. You know, I'm obviously older, so I'm pretty grown already. I'll let her have the decently big pieces. So obviously you can't have too many. You got to have it spaced out, like I said, not too much touching each other. So a few, and then a few little ones. Find some tiny ones. I guess we'll each have like, yeah, see, like tiny ones like this. And yeah, you can fill it decently well if you organize it. See, like that. It's a smart move. And then kind of like this, where it's kind of in the middle and it's all organized. So that's a total of 3, 6. So as much as you can, really. And I'll let her have more. And then this. Okay. That's all good. That's all organized. She'll have one more than me, just because, you know, she's still growing, so gotta be respectful with that. Almost time to flip it. It's almost 3:22. So let's get this all back. Done with the asparagus. I'll put that away as well. And then the broccoli, you can go ahead and wait right here. So that doesn't get in the way of this, because this is like, I'm like a weird one. I usually like to stand up when I eat, but I really like sitting down that much. So Just I usually stand and use this as a nice table. So, anyways, go ahead and put these away. And then I'm going to start peanut butter jelly. Some thing I'm going to be flipping soon, so I'm not going to be able to set up too much of it. But I'll be putting the squash stuff right up here on top of these mitts, just so that I know that those are for the things, the squash. Anyway, butter knife was for the peanut butter jelly, so put that up. The jelly all good. You always want to make sure to smell something, just in case for some reason it doesn't look bad, but if you smell it, smells bad, it's most likely gone, not able to eat or get you sick. So, one more minute until I got a flip, and this is, very interesting. Yes, it smells very good. I'm excited for this one. Yeah. Very nice, very tasty.
That's two, Paul.
Oh, never mind. There is a roach in there, so I'm gonna throw this away. Just chilling out in there. Nope, no thank you, because you don't know if there's other stuff in there, so that's too bad, but oh well. Anyways, I suppose since I ate the same bread, ooh, I caught him good. Yeah, stupid Dr. Pepper's in the way. 322, gotta flip. Alright, so this is what you do. Gotta be careful with this one. So, you don't want to get too middle wise and flip it like this. See? It's like kind of burntish, and that's how you see it's on the right side. Sometimes you'll get singed, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Oh, sometimes you gotta, yeah, kind of close, but that's okay. Oh, not all the way. There we go. Of that, and then that. And then you wait another 5 minutes. So you gotta do that, and then that would be 328, because you're probably gonna turn 3 very soon. But anyways, yes, bagel bread, the holes kind of, if you don't have good packed peanut butter, the jelly's gonna get through. And even still, I like to have a lot of jelly because I get to lick it from the sides. Probably sounds really weird, but you'll see what I mean soon. But yeah, like I was saying, if you don't have any of these type of breads, if you have just basic bread, it's okay to have it like that, but toasting those bread pieces, like you do toast, you would pretty much be pretty good tasting peanut butter jelly sandwich. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with normal bread, it's just things you could do for it to make an extra taste. Kind of even makes you kind of full when you eat the toasted ones. Like pretty full, I mean. Put this back. I'm not pulling something out so Dr. Pepper won't go freaking out. Alright. And oh wait. Oh no, that was from, well, this is okay, because it wasn't actually inside of it, so it's not infected, and it's kind of just plastic, so all good. Let's just punch this in there, just to make sure it's not hanging out. Alright, so we need soft peanut butter. First, when you use peanut butter jelly, you always want to do the peanut butter first, because you get the jelly, it's most likely going to be on the knife, and then it gets in the peanut butter, and that's not smart. You don't want to do that. So, smells good. Okay. I like to get a decently thick amount, and the one that has the bigger hole of the bagel, I usually put the peanut butter on that. Yeah, that's decent. So this would be the bigger hole, I would say. You want it really nice and get it all put on there. 328. So that. Okay, keep an eye on that, because you never know. Even just a minute or something, and your stuff can be ruined. You don't want to leave it unattended, of course. You got to be constant about that. Always aware. Anyways, that's decent enough. Because the size, you never know the size. Oh, so under it, sometimes it gets like seeping out, but it's okay. And you can use the other one to get this off, because obviously you gotta want to use the jelly, so you want to get this all off clean enough to where it'll be good. Use the bare minimum of the sides. Looking good. Put this away. Alright. And kind of want to be careful about this. I want to like cut it in there and then kind of just like knife it out, you know. I don't have too much because it could be bad. Kind of like want to cut it, see, so not too much is gated out. It's a good amount. That will do. Then you want to kind of make sure the lids and the top of it is just all gooey. That smells good. This was a sharp knife. You don't want to do this, but even with these little bristles, you kind of want to go like. Oh, good. Never do that with a sharp knife. Because even if you're careful, you never know when it'll slip, and then you know you would die. So yeah, because you can let it, you know, it'll bleed you out. You know, you don't want to get too into it, but you know, just don't lick sharp knives. That's just stupid. That's just asking for you to get hurt. 2 more minutes. Always check on that. You never know. Time flies fast. And usually, oh, see, it's kind of seeping out. Yeah, it's kind of the thing about this. I'm saying this is my favorite part because I gotta keep it from falling. I usually do this until that's ready, just to clear it out, because you never know when you gotta quickly get over there. Oh, here it goes, see? I would have just kept doing it if I didn't pay attention. Alright, so it's the final time I'll be flipping, and then when the 5 minutes is up, then we're going to start cooking the steamed broccoli, or steaming the broccoli, I should say. That was fairly easy. Sometimes they get really clumped up together and they just don't want to flip, but they're solid enough. That's how you know you're supposed to look. Obviously, if you see my video, then you would know the results of it. So, 329, 334. Alright. Alright, maybe. Light it. I'll look over there just so I can see the time. Something happened? Oh, okay, just making sure. radio, we said, well, we took it, so that's why you took that. And the cross wing isn't that bad. We literally just wait 10 minutes total, 5 each, check it, put the knife left there. Yeah, it's off, and let the steam out so it doesn't get too fast. And then after that, you just, wait for it to cool off. Spaghetti squash, it's almost done. There's a good timer. So by the time this little bit cool down, like everything's gonna be all out and everything's I trust this enough to get off of it, so I'm thinking that it might be gross. It's not. The reason why I clean this in the office is I know I pretty much clean it off anyways. That you gotta clean with a thing. This one of these washcloths. And the thing is, when you see it steaming a lot, when it starts to boil, that's when you want to put the pot full of, it's got to be one of these bowls that have holes in it, otherwise it won't get the steam through the steam, and it won't quit it. And you got to be careful too, steam might not look dangerous, but it can burn you. You got to be careful. So it'll be done soon, but in the meantime, so do this, you just let it, while it's cooling down. Jeez, that's crazy. Anyway, yeah, these out. Usually with fruits, you don't want to have too much because it's you don't need that. It's one of each pretty much, unless they're like something small like grapes or strawberries. Then you want to have a few amount. It ain't steaming too bad yet. Once it starts to get really packed, then that's when you put it over, and then you put that pot that's on top of those lids, then you put that on top of seal the steam. Anyways, slice of cheese for dairy is very important to healthy bones. Apple and orange is very healthy. It's very healthy. It's that. And then I use it to freeze my grapes. My sister, that's not too much younger than I am, she taught me this. I didn't even think to ever freeze grapes. Oh, seems like this is done. Alright, so it may not be too bad right now, but you don't want to get it too sleepy or it's burn you. So that's why you want to quickly just wait 5 minutes. Now it would be about turning 3:38. So 3:43. That's when you check on it again. And spaghetti squash will be pretty much almost done cooking. And that's why you have the fan on, just to cool down the asparagus and then kind of cool down the steam from that. Alright, back to it. So grapes, they're nice, good, normal, but when you freeze them for a day, they taste very nice. A certain type of it should be cold. It's really weird to describe it, but yeah. Anyway, this is the time where I gotta move all this stuff. Yeah, they're pretty frozen in there. They don't look like they are, but when you hold them, they really get to your finger. They get really cold. But they're good. They taste very good. Anyways, get this out of the way. Watermelon. This is one of the things. And then grapes, so that you shoot those. I'm going to fill them back, and then by the time this is tomorrow, because I only eat once a day usually, just so I don't go to the bathroom as much as a day and then do more work in the day. That's why I do that. So for me, we're just going to see them tomorrow. So it's like, alright, carrot. All I need, and then, I want to make sure to bite this off and get that out of there. You don't need to even wet this. It's fine dry. Anyway, get this off. And you kind of want to, well actually I'm only half of it, so I guess it's kind of just covered up. And iffy, but it's good to just don't have too much of stuff like that because it might make you sick. Carrots are very good to help your eyesight. You can't really cure your eyesight with that kind of stuff, but you can keep it how it is now so it doesn't get any worse. Let's see. Usually, it's going to be done pretty good, so you don't really want to get your fingers wet and stuff. You can get it up. You can dry it off and stuff, but the time that you're doing that, we can get more cooked and that might not be good. So, start with the simple stuff, right? Cheese, like I said. It's dairy, you can have like milk, or yogurt, that's dairy too. Just not have that stuff. Oh, sorry. I'm so used to walking around. Stay still, so don't get dizzy. Anyway, so, yeah, so this, I choose to only have just simple cheese because yogurt and milk really screw my stomach up, so this will do to help your bones. So, even eat stuff like ice cream, that has dairy in it, so I guess I'm eating the healthiest I can. Some days I gotta work, I mean. Yeah. Good. Real good. It's a certain kind of cold. Not too hard, but it's good. Crazy. You're kind of brain freeze and eat a lot of it in a row. It's good kind of brain freeze. That should be done in a few seconds. Go. I want to be careful. You want to kind of sweep it so that it's a clear area, and then quickly back up. And then you gotta be careful. Because that steam may look not harmless, but it'll melt your skin off. So you gotta use a special, knife or use a spoon to kind of like feel the brushes of it. And if it looks good, it's just to release the steam. And before you put it back on, kind of do as much of that as you can, and put it back over again. And quick to put your hand away because it'll kind of sometimes catch you. So another 5 minutes, so 3:49, and then that's almost done. And this looks like it's all cooled down. Good. Continuing the fruits. I actually forgot about a little thing back here. Some corn. And you can cook the corn, but I personally like it. It's peeling and eat out. It tastes very refreshing. It's one of my favorites actually. Anyway, you gotta peel it off, of course, but I'll be waiting. Just to put it here for now, just to, that kind of stuff. Anyway, light that back up. Excuse me for anyway. Alright. So now this is empty. You want to refill it. Tomorrow you'll have some more fresh fruit grapes. If I'm able to freeze my grapes, I freeze my grapes now because if I'm able to. But obviously, if there's no freezer or anything like that, or just don't want to, you don't have to. I just personally like it nice cold taste and the chewiness of it, and it still tastes like a grape. Like for instance, the green grapes when they're frozen taste like Mountain Dew popsicle or lime popsicle or whatever. It's good. These ones just taste like basic frozen. It might taste like a frozen apple sometimes if the weather is very cold. The apples get quite frozen, or if something happens with the freezer and the refrigerator gets most of the coldest stuff, and there will get frozen. That's kind of the same as like eating these frozen. But anyway, this way it works. I usually save my drinks till the end, just in case I feel thirsty, near the end, and not get another drink anyway, so I let it save the drinks till the end. I usually put this all the way back. Sometimes, I guess you can put it in like the icebox, but maybe it's good to like put it in the back there for the freezer. Like a good calm. Well, some time to kill, so. Well, I guess I can wait. Yeah, I'll wait for that to get that. Good carrot will help strengthen your teeth too, and not only help your eyesight, so it's good crunching on. The white box is still on the screen, right? Just chat? Okay, just making sure. First turn the burner off, and then you quickly, and then so that you can safely put it down, you get something like a spoon to level it out. And you mix your fingers don't get burned. And yeah, and then you just let that cool down. You've got 7 minutes to get it squashed. That's what it's like. It's gonna get the camera. Alright. It might be foggy now. It's foggy. Okay, good. Alright. Thanks. Anyways, well, while it's last waiting, I'll get the wet stuff out of the way. So you cook it first. Gotta go over the sink. Get a grip. black seeds, you want to make sure not to eat. But if they're like something where it's really light colored, you can eat those. Even if they have black spots, as long as they're not too black, because there might be a reverse. They might just have some white spots and mainly black. So yeah. Yeah, but that's how you make steamed broccoli pretty easily. You just gotta be careful not to get caught by the steam. It's not that hard as long as you're fast. You gotta get a grip on the thing you're covering. Put it back on, so you gotta be careful about that. If you just throw it, obviously it'll slip off and you have a big mess. You don't want that. Of course, when the spaghetti squash comes out, you gotta have a good clear spot right there. So I'm gonna move the stuff once the timer shows the seconds counting down. For now, I'm just enjoying watermelon. Good example. It's kind of black, but it's mainly white, so it's okay to eat. But if the other way around, it's mainly black and it's a bit white, then don't eat that. It's pretty much just like the black seed kind of getting tan a bit. But usually it still tastes if you ever taste the black seed, it doesn't taste very good. But the light white, the white or yellowish, light color, those ones taste, good. So depends on what you like. What people don't like the black seeds too. Excuse me. Once we get to about 30 seconds, then I'll start putting everything aside. I'll be quick, so don't have to worry about your shirt. It's all cool by now, that's okay to touch. Got these ready to go. This, that's okay already. Then, these, right here. That one, and that. Wait, they're off. Alright. Let's see that looks right now, it's a little charred. And looking good. Gotta be careful. You gotta make sure not to touch any of the, the parts. They're most likely hot. So kind of like, shimmy it. Kind of like. And then quickly. Ooh, those are actually charred black. Ooh. Anyway, here comes the real treat right here. The whole part of spaghetti squash I love, not just eating it, but designing it. So how are you making spaghetti squash? So you gotta flip it, kind of. I got it, don't worry. Kind of gotta get it all. Excuse me, Bert, what's up? See the steam coming out from under it, because it was like wrapping it, and then you flip it. Oh wait a minute, it still needs to. Yeah, that's the. Look at that. It's all rare and it looks like spaghetti so far. Look what you do down. You use a spoon to hold it and you style it like hair. It's looking good. All this is edible except for this outer shell right here. You don't need that. This is like almost like a bread bowl. But good. You just keep doing that. You keep stringing it along. You use like the side of the fork as well. But you want to mainly get it all like combed out. So it's all spaghetti-like. That's why they call it spaghetti squash. And you can eat separate, but they usually don't look like that. I'm sure they taste great because I love burgers. So people usually don't like burgers like I said. I do, so I wouldn't. And yeah, you get it really straight, even, make it cool down, put it out of the way. It's really good for that as well. You get like, it kind of almost tastes like pastry. Anyway, keep doing that. It is really like art. Cooking is just like art. It's great. Just get all that. Kind of pretty much rotating all on one side. See, it looks completely transformed. It's actually cooking. That's the whole reason why you want to trap it. It's all soft inside, so you can do this. It's great. Yeah, good stuff. Looks like it's done, but not done yet. There'll be a full bowl. Full bowl. I might be able to maybe half of this, but I might have to save it. I'll have to see. It may not look very hot right now, but it's definitely hot. Definitely. But be careful about that. Very, very much down. Yeah. This is how you make spaghetti squash. The most difficult and out of the three that I know so far, these three. It's just, it looks a lot harder than it actually is. You just gotta know the steps. And if you do it right, it'll taste amazing. You want to make sure to eat it like this. I mean, when it's finally cool down, but you don't want to wait too long because it won't be as good as how it is when it just came out like recently. So yeah, and when I mean just recently, I mean like an hour tops to let it cool down, maybe just maximum 30 minutes. Because other than that, it's gonna get all goldish and it tastes kind of cold, but it's still good nonetheless. Now it's got all cooled out. Good. Literally looks like a plate, and this is the spaghetti. Yeah. See? All that, and then the leftovers, you can use food for that, and you can just cool down. Well, that's cooling down. This uses the fans on to help that. Those things are probably already cooled down. Anyways, these are one of them. What I usually do, I let it cool down until I finish all these fruits and vegetables. Obviously not having that whole plate, I'm going to have half of it. Too hard to go. morning, everyone. Good seeing you cook it. Now you know I was for real when I posted those PauLInstaMyooin videos. Those are just the result. But you see the actual deeds being done. They're good. Anything you put your mind to, you care enough about, as long as it's physically and mentally possible, you can do anything if you believe in yourself. And obviously, human beings aren't perfect, but we strive to be as best as we can.
Film the whole thing while you're eating the whole thing? While you're eating everything, we're gonna still be filming?
Yeah. It's a part of the thing, Mom. If you want to give up, you can turn it off, but I would appreciate it if you didn't, because it would help if you hold it with two hands. It might hurt your hand over one. But yeah. Like I said, now I'm forcing you to do this. I gotta ask you, because I don't trust anyone else if you hold all that stuff. That's not going to take that long to eat. With spaghetti squash, even if I don't eat all of it, it's not going to take that long. You can get fair, you know. You don't have to stand up. Okay. But it's content nonetheless. I mean, it's easier said than done because you're the one holding it, but, you know, eating away time. It's kind of good sometimes to eat for a long amount of time because, you know, it's going towards 14 hours. I'm definitely a lot more awake now because, yeah, like earlier I was feeling dead tired, so I think this might be able to push me to be able to do the rest of the time that's left of the 14 hours total. Hopefully. If not, if I have to, I'll literally walk around and I'll stay awake that way. I'm doing the 14 hours. I can't put it off, otherwise I'm going to have to be making up days and I'm going to keep missing sleep. I got to see me today. Got it. I eat a lot more than you think. I'm very skinny, but I eat all this healthy stuff. And, yeah, it's good.
strong enough and it's not too hard of an apple, you use your 2 fingers to pierce it a little bit, and then you use that to strip it. Sometimes when you cut your nails, your fingers tip and hurt. You don't want to do that because you're going to hurt yourself. But if you do it, why not? The easy way to open an apple is to get the seeds out and put it back together. And then you wet it. And you kind of, get the water off. And you eat it again.
Said 20% battery.
Really? Oh wow. Good. Even if it dies, it'll automatically save. All good. Well, that's happened to me. The whole application crashed. I went back on, it still saved it, so it's okay. That's crazy. It was definitely 100% battery when I took it down here. And I have it on lowest brightness setting so it gets the most usage. So that's crazy that it's now that low. Crazy. I think I'll be able to finish up before it runs out. I'm not gonna try to rush myself, but I'm saying I might. It's a challenge. say his name, but I'm almost tall as my best friend. Literally a fist away from his height. It's crazy. Because I used to not be that close, but it's insane. have a lesser chance you get sick. It's just if you eat a lot of vegetables and work out and have a healthy mindset and just eat healthy, you're most likely to not get infections a lot or get sick if you ever rub tip for you. not gonna care for 90. I know you are. But you want to make sure to get all the strings off, because otherwise you get, in your mouth, and it'll be hard to get out. It's kind of like getting hair in your mouth. It's disgusting. Anyway, yeah, want to make sure you can get all these big ones out. You got to really look at them. It's hard to see them, but you got to get them all out, because otherwise they get stuck in your mouth, like I said, and that's no good. You can only get them out to so much, because like some of them, they can pick them off and then they get really small, so then not able to do much about that. You just let that be. But these other ones, gotta get them out of there. Snap this off, then you munch on it.
that stuff. Gotta get my sisters out of there. Butter it. Not all of them. It just needs to be lightly buttered. Yeah. Excuse me, that hurt. Anyway, I pretty much just do. Nice. Big ones, because she's still growing, so. How many is there? 3, 6, 8. She got 4, I could have 4. And then I kind of just throw them in there. Yeah, she can do that. I don't know if she's still awake or not.
Yeah, she is.
Where'd she go? Alright, whatever. I'll just put it in there. I'll just put it in her room. It's all her bed. She'll see it, I'm sure. Anyway, now that that's done with, put the butter away. Yeah, I think I can finish that stuff before it runs out of battery. That's cool, okay. That is all cooled down. It tastes naturally sweet, which is weird, but it does when it's steamed. The Halo crunch is good. I know what I like to do. Like I have a pretty sick taste buds. This stuff, I scrape it and I eat it. You'll see it real It'll stack up. It looks like nothing now, but you'll see it soon. Excuse my pardon.
Too much. What happened?
Well, like I had a
Cramp?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks. Sometimes that happens. It looks like it tastes disgusting, but it's good. What all this is garlic. The garlic that we're using. It's charred like charcoal. It's garlic. I call it charlic. It's good. A real deep taste. Now for this. Now this might still be hot. It's not hot. Okay. Alright. What we're gonna do. You hold it with a spoon and scrape it. I doubt I'm gonna be able to eat this whole thing, but I'm trying. I usually like to do this. I'm tall enough to where take the shoes off and just kneel. I'm good. But at the very least, I aim to eat half of it because it's going to get worse when it's left out and not eaten like this right away. That's why it's best to strive for half. But don't try to make yourself throw up, of course, but I'm just saying. It's a real different taste when it's been left out for even an hour, something like that.
That's why I like to siege as well, because it tastes too plain. You scoop up some of these. Oh yeah. The burnt is so good. It really complements the plain taste. They definitely normally are like this. Just letting you all know, they're not supposed to be that dark. They're supposed to look like a tannish caramel brown color, but they turn like this for some reason. I don't know why. I think maybe because this spaghetti squash had a lot of coating and that made it like darker. Like it seeped into it and cooked it around. Because usually it wouldn't turn out like this. I cook it the same way every time.
Hmm.
I don't know. So good to me. Excuse me, burp. Cook or something?
Yeah, chicken.
Okay. Alright. I'm chewing this. This should be productive. Go ahead and put these. You guys want to stay there? I will take care of them in a little bit. That's exactly why I don't mix the seeds with the spaghetti squash. You might want to take a break from the taste of spaghetti squash and eat some seeds to like help eat spaghetti squash more. But it's possible if you take turns with them, you could finish them all both. Very possible. Stuck though. It doesn't look like that much, but it fills you up. And you already saw how much I ate, so imagine how full I must be. You definitely know when you have your limits and you don't want to eat any more when you feel real full. You might puke, so. This, like I said, when you mix the seed in with it, it's not a good combination for me personally. Let's go ahead and finish the seeds and then I'm gonna pack this up in a container. And I'll eat it most likely tomorrow.
Usually I go with one of these.
What's nice about the spaghetti squash, the size of the shell, so it folds up. That's nice. It's right in there.
Keep it room temperature, you never really want to get it cold. It tastes really weird cold.
You can try if you want at home, but no, not me. I've had that before. That's the first time I had it. My sister, she's the one who made it first in this house, and then she put it in the refrigerator, and I ate it just to try it, and it tastes really weird. You'll know if you ever have it like that, but it's really weird. You need to do it?
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, it's at 5%. So, if y'all see this cut off, then the Kindle died. So, yeah, but I'll be back. You won't see me eating the next part. I'll just finish off eating off camera, and then I'll come back. Yep. Thanks. I think it'll be smart for me to finish off the rest of these, and then I'll click the end screen just in case it doesn't save. I'm pretty sure it's saved, but just in case, you know.
Well, usually I'm pretty skinny, but like this. Try to condense it. But it ain't going nowhere. Hey? Well, thank you very much to my mom for helping me